Are we working? Are we good? We're good, right? Should be good. Hold on. I have one last thing. I think I figured it out. Life is hard, guys. Life is hard, and today is not my day. Hold on. Yeah, Unc did it. You're like 3 years younger than me. Maybe 4. Calling me Unc. Okay. Alright. We're back. Life is hard, but you know what else is hard? This pork loin I forgot to... Oh, that sucks, man. When you like... Or at least when So I think about what I'm going to eat a day in advance, but never later than the morning of. So I wake up in the morning and I'm already thinking, like, what am I going to eat for dinner that night? And so whether it's the night before or the morning of, I think to myself, what am I going to eat for dinner? And then I decide what I'm going to eat for dinner. So I decide what I'm going to eat for dinner, and then my heart is set on it, right? So whether it's a steak, a pork loin, it doesn't matter. Like if I'm having a steak, my heart is set on a steak. So I have to go de-thaw it, pull it out of the freezer, get it ready to go, whatever, right? And man, it is the biggest disappointment when you decide you're going to eat something and then it's not available. For whatever reason, it's gone. That is just the worst. I don't know. I just default to eggs. Eggs are good, man. Don't knock eggs. All right. Okay. All right. So how are we doing? Audio's good. Can you hear me okay? Are we in business? Is business good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, thank God. I feel like... Glad I invested early. Thank you, by the way, Aaron. Thank you. I was going to ask, we hear you, but the stream's volume is somewhat quiet. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on with my audio setup. It's all cranked up about as loud as it can get, and it's still being a bit of a pain, so... Yeah, it is cranked up about as high as it goes. Input volume is maxed, audio is low. The individual levels you see in the background music are fine. No, so OBS is cranked up. OBS is like maximally cranked up, at least for the mic. Is there a master? Yeah, I think it's all cranked. Although I could try this. Alright, okay. How about that? How's that? That should be better, right? I think that's better. Okay. Alright, this is about as good as it gets, guys. I think we're gonna... Are we good enough? Good enough, okay. What a scuffed start, man. What a start, huh? It's always something. I remember that time I caught a Simon raid, and audio was cranked out again, so for like the first like 10 minutes, isn't it always, honestly, dude? Here's the thing, we're like approaching 6 months, right? It's June, I started in February, so it's like 5 months into this. You'd think I would be better at this, you'd think, but I guess not. I don't know. Just a part-timer, yeah. Oh, I also fixed, or at least I think I fixed, the desk cam. No, I'm pretty sure it's mostly a me problem, Aaron. I think I'm just intellectually a bit lazy. I just kind of show up and I figure things out live. So So I fixed this, and so I don't know if you guys noticed, but like there was, I'm sure you did, but the camera would kind of blur every now and then, the desk cam, and I think I fixed it. And so hopefully what that means is that the desk will not blur anymore. Good morning, Pent. How you doing, man? It's 10 a.m. for you. All right. Let me grab the thing. Okay. Oh. All right. How's everyone doing? How's your morning going? Are we happy? Pent, we had a scuffed start, like a real scuffed start. I don't know what's new. It's always a bit scuffed, but it was real scuffed today. Oh. Waiting for pizza. Oh, I want pizza. Unfortunately, I can't get pizza after stream because I have an engagement. Apparently I have to go talk to two dudes for an hour or two or three about keyboards. The audio was scuffed, Pence, so I started the stream and no one could hear me. And so I had to restart the computer and fiddle around with some settings, and apparently engagement. Aaron, not only am I married, but I have a baby on the way. Have you heard? I told you he's going to be mentally drained. We'll see, dude. We'll see. Because talking about keyboards, like, breathes life into me like nothing else does. It is the weirdest. You know what's funny? The number of people that have said to me in real life that, oh my god, wow, you seem so different on stream. You're so happy. Oh my god, you laugh so much. How come I never see you laugh in real life? Or man, how come you don't talk when you hang out with us? I'm not even joking. Like, a lot of people have made comments like that. It is performative. Streaming is performative. I agree with you on that. However, it is also all focused on this one single thing that I am deeply in love with, and that is keyboards. I don't know what it is, but something about this topic, is it this? What do you call that emote, by the way? What do you call that? What is the shake butt? The butt shake, what is that? I don't even know what it's called. It's literally called Sploinky. I don't even know what Sploinky is, but typical stream sees the same at meets. Yeah, I was the same. Yo, but Platty, here's the thing, right? Actually, no, Platty, I took breaks. At the meet, I took breaks. I definitely took breaks. But at the meet, it was all about keyboards, right? So it was a stream about keyboards, a meet about keyboards. That's a Sploinky, but the regular one is just the sus. Guy made it 3 frames for the meme. Huh. That is pretty funny. Honestly, you should change your profile picture to that. I don't know why your profile picture is anything else, dude. I don't know, I'm not a streamer, but I resonate with him because I'm the exact same IRL. It's only about keybs. Yeah. Okay, guys, so I have a question. The question is, this keyboard, the Kraze, I want to dive right into rebuilds because I have a stack of switches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different switches. And I'm hoping to just speed through a stack of rebuilds and put this board through its paces. For those of you that don't know, this is the Nuxros Kraze. It is just the basic aluminum Kraze. We're going to open it up. It's definitely not the copper weight. I'm pretty sure this is also not the stainless steel internal weight. I think this is just the all alu. And there's no carrying case. What I have in here, so this is the build that Mikey had. So this is Mikey's Kraze, by the way. Nav and speeding through goes together like orange juice and... Okay, weesh, you, buddy. For the record, Mikey did me a solid, and stabs are already built on this, so I don't even have to do stabs. So I could literally open this thing up, and we could go straight to building. Like, it's literally straight to switch install. So I think we can make some speed on this. How many builds? So in terms of time, I have actually from now approximately 2 hours and 20, no, 2 hours and 30? 2.5 hours approximately. Because then we're going to raid Aaron and then we're going to get the podcast started. So, Keyboard Dad, welcome, man. Welcome. We are about to get started on the Kraze. Let's do it. So, we are a little bit lucky because we have a stack of plates to play with. We have our standard PC. We have PP. Carbon fiber. And the board with an alu plate already inside. So I did peek at this, guys, and I was actually legit very impressed. When I first kind of peeked at it, I know it's simple, but something about it actually kind of caught me. The color itself is also very nice. I don't even know what the color is called. Let's see. What is this color? I think it's the champagne. Kraze. No, this is the vintage. Yeah, it's the vintage color. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? Who do you pod with? So, Keyboard Dad, today is our first Season 1, Episode 1. It'll be Aaron and Phoenix. And we'll be chatting keyboards for, I don't know, hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Hopefully not 3 or 4 hours, because then I'll be talking for 7 hours straight, and I think I'll just take a nap, or like my first and last episode. 4 hours of talking will be a bit much. So we have an alu plate, and this is our vintage. Guys, I don't know if you saw this weight, but the weight is something else. And by the way, Mikey, you said it was light, right? But like picking it up now, it actually doesn't feel that light to me. I don't know if you guys can see the little engraving. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that little engraving on the back with the logo. This is a very nice color. How do you like my stab work? We are going to find out, Mikey. In a minute, we are going to find out how the stab work is. Let's do this. Okay. It's pretty simple, huh? Let's take it apart real quick. Oh, that is cute. I didn't notice this. Oh, wow, that is cute. I like this. So, I don't know if you guys can see, but the screws are hidden inside. Like, so the feet are kind of like these little O-ring feet. And you can kind of hide the screw inside. Let's take a look. You're supposed to take the stabs apart, bend them. That would be an entertaining stream. No. Mikey was kind enough to save me the trouble, and we are going to go straight to rebuilds. I just want to take it apart first to take a look. Yeah, Platy. So it's unibody, and the only, I guess there's the only like parts that you have are the weight and the battery compartment fillers if you opt for it. And I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain this does not come with it. I think this is just a basic alu. But honestly, guys, I really dig this feet design. I really, really dig it. Because, like, it essentially gives you the ability to access the screws without having to deal with, like, hidden screw BS. I really dig this this weight design. Welcome, Mecklin. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. And then we have our little foam compartment fillers. Cool. Yeah. Honestly, guys, this does... I mean, it's light, but it's not that light. I was actually kind of surprised. When I first picked it up, I thought it would feel lighter in hand. One of the reasons, by the way, it's like kind of important to me is because I'm thinking about picking this up for myself. I mean, we'll see how the build goes, but I'm thinking about picking this up for myself just as like a fun build on the side. Because like for $100, it's kind of... The only thing is like the extras start to get a little bit up there depending on what you get, because if you get the copper weight, you get extra plates, you get the stainless steel compartment fillers. Like if you add a bunch of extras in, the price can kind of creep up a bit. But just for the basic, I kind of like it. Is that the same color as Snake Champagne? I'm actually not sure. It kind of looks slightly darker. So this is vintage. It's kind of like a brownish color. Like a brown bronze kind of. Very nice feet, yeah. Mikey said, surely if I do the stabs, Nav can't scuff his stream, surely. Yeah, except Mikey, I scuffed it within the first 2 minutes of starting stream. We had audio issues, like, right off the bat in the beginning. So, I just got the copper weight and stainless steel battery weight yesterday. Could have sent it to you if they arrived a few days early. Don't worry, dude. I'm actually, honestly, I'm kind of happy that I get to try it this way because, I think my theory is that there are two different like kind of audiences for this board. And one is like sort of the gamer that's picking it up to use it as like their main board, and they might spring for like some extras or whatever, right? But it's like someone that's like using it as more of like a pillar piece in their collection, like, you know, they have like 3 or 4 boards and they're thinking of getting this is like one of their, maybe not 3, maybe even like 2 boards or whatever, right? And so they're going to spring for a bunch of extras. And then I kind of think that there's going to be a group of people that are more like me that are just going to pick this up because it's cheap and it's fun and it's like, it'll be a cool little project to build, and then maybe they'll sell it or give it away or whatever, like, because like I have like, you know, like, anyways, yeah, I wonder, I wonder if there's like a group of people that is gonna buy this board and it's like bare bones, all alu configuration, and not even really expect to necessarily use it like that much. It's just like a fun, cute, cool little nifty thing, and that's kind of the lens that I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about getting this just all alu, without the, without any of the add-ons. So, okay. All right, guys. So our first build, I'm just going to jump right into it. We're going to do MX Browns. I want to know how this thing sounds with some regular degular MX Browns. These are unlubed, spring swapped cherry MX Browns. Nothing special to them. They have a nice noise level. They're relatively tame. Well, are they tame? Actually, I'll take it back. I don't know if they're tame. I can be cheap and fun. Thank you, Rufus. Nav going downtown to get the MX Brown sound this time. Well, so I feel like I've done MX Blacks a bit. I feel like I've done MX Blacks enough lately. MX Blacks and Nixies, those have kind of been my go-tos. And so I wanna see how this thing does with browns. I actually quite enjoy browns. Linear gang here. What? Oh, hey man. Hey monster. Or linear, yeah. Cool man, welcome. You know you're off to a good start when Aaron and Rufus are flirting with each other in chat. Like, you know the vibes are right when that's your starting point. It's a relatively cheap way to try your first HE or EC. So I have the EC build over here. If we have time at the end of it and we can get through the MX rebuilds, maybe we'll try out an EC build. However, I have the Toro Studios Metakeebs EC kit coming in, and I kind of wanted that to be my first experience with EC. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards not trying this out with EC, maybe because I know Mikey did it. I'm sure Alex will do it. So I'm kind of leaning towards just putting it through its MX paces. By the way, if you guys have any particular switches that you want to hear this in, I'll tell you what I have pulled out on the side, by the way. Caught. Who is caught? I'm making the product page, so I've been soaking up all the info. It's a pretty complex group buy with all the different kits. The built weight should be around 1.1 kilos. Dude, it is a pretty complex group buy. There's like a lot of different kits and parts and stuff, and I was looking through the pricing sheet. So here's the thing, guys. Like, I kind of feel like most of the people that are regulars, or actually, I just kind of just straight up think most of the people that show up to my stream are all like kind of pretty heavy on the Discord. Like, it's all Discord folks that are here. We don't seem to get a whole lot of regular Twitch discovery coming through. Which leads me to believe that I think most of the people that are here already know about this board, have already seen it on the Discord server, have already seen the geek hack with the pricing and everything, which is why I'm kind of just diving into the rebuild as opposed to doing the regular kind of marketing stat sheet of it. But if anyone here is new and you don't know what the Kraze is, and you'd like me to give you a quick intro with pricing, I can pull up the fact sheet, the stat sheet, whatever it is, and we can look through it. But my gut is that most of you already know, and the primary interest for most of us is going to be, how does she sound? Vintage West German MX Blacks, please. You know what, Aaron? If you want to procure them and send them my way, I will happily use them. I didn't even realize this, but apparently vintage MX Blacks are like super expensive. I was talking to Scythe the other day, and he was getting a set, and apparently they are pricey. How would you describe the color Cloud Dancer? That was a good question. When I saw it earlier, I thought it was like I thought Cloud Dancer was like kind of like a beige. At least it looked like a beige to me. Yeah, looking at it, I thought it was a beige. But we'll leave it for the vendors. Okay. Because the case by itself was only like... So you know what's funny though, Mikey, is like now that I've held it in hand, I was worried that it would feel too light in hand. It kind of doesn't. Even with just the case, the alu version actually does not feel as light as I thought it would. It's definitely not heavy, but it's not that bad. Like fully built out with switches, keycaps, plate, PCB, I actually think it'll be decent on heft. All right. Vint blacks aren't expensive if you find the right board and harvest them yourself. They aren't expensive maybe in terms of dollars invested, but that sounds quite expensive in terms of time spent. So I guess the question is, how much do you value your time? This has got to be a record. 36 minutes, and we are just about ready to start our first build and get to our first type test. So here we have the MX Browns alu plate. Let's get this in. I build mechanical keyboards for fun. Why you not try? I'm not a huge fan of plateless, Mikey, to be honest. Plateless has never been really my thing. Also, interesting. I didn't notice this, but the PCB has O-ring, what looks like O-ring cutouts. But I don't understand why it would have O-ring cutouts. I am confused. Oh, it's because it's the SW65 PCB, that's why. Okay, I understand. Maybe the final built version won't have it. Yeah. Alright, give me a second, guys. I'm going to pull up the build guide just so I can see the mounting points, because Keebholic sent me, let's do this, downloads, Kraze information. Alright, so we have 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Okay, got it. Got it. I asked Kent, will the PCB be the same? He said, not sure. Interesting. Okay. That's pretty sweet. Honestly, these are fitting. I wonder if it's because this was designed for it, because I don't know if you guys have messed around with PCB snaps before. Anyone want roughly 1,000 chalk sticks? Dude, I have a tin full of cherry springs, like full of them. I actually wonder if, okay, because these are fitting actually quite snug. I wonder if it's because this was designed for this mount that it's actually doing a bit better. I wonder. Okay. Oh shit, you're right. God damn it. Alright. This was the 4th mistake upstream. God damn. I swear to God I've done this before. Frickin' Mechland saving my goat. I would have made it all the way to the end. Started plugging it in, typing on it, and then realized that, oh shit, I forgot to plug it in. Okay. Okay. Perfect. The other thing is that this actually fits. So I don't know if you guys have tried using this, the PCB snaps on other boards that were not designed for it, but it's usually much more of a hassle getting it installed. This was actually pretty smooth on the way in. Alright. So we're down one mount. I want to try it with just 2 mounting points on the bottom, one here and one here. And if we find that the spacebar is too loosey-goosey, we'll put in the other mount over here. But I want to try it with just 2 on the bottom. Looks like you dropped your keyboard and broke it. Brave trying to fix it on your own. That's what we do here, my dude. Was asleep. What did I miss? We just got started, Sinister, and we're about to do our first build. Mikey was kind enough to send over the board built with stabs, and so I am going to go straight to our first build, which is going to be MX Browns. This is actually just the intro to the podcast. MX Browns with alu plate. And we are going to try. And I have a feeling Komodo is the perfect set for this board. Like, I think Komodo was made for this board. When I first pulled the board out, I was actually struggling a little bit to pick a set because, I don't know, I don't have a whole lot of brown sets and I don't particularly like brown sets, but the second I saw Komodo, I knew this was the one. This is just, I think it's just a match made in heaven. How did you break your keyboard? Assuming you dropped it. I did not break the keyboard. This is a keyboard kit, a bare bones keyboard kit, and it arrives disassembled, and we put it together. And so that's basically all I do here, is I take my keyboards apart, tinker with them, put in different switches, and then put it back together. The one thing, by the way, Aaron, because I've tinkered with my Sebas quite a bit, I actually don't mind the connector, because what I realized is that the daughter board is still universal. It's literally just the cable. It's a JST to like a mini JST or whatever they call it, but I actually don't mind it. What I use most of the time, by the way, to get the cable in, is these tweezers. I usually just use these, grab one end of the cable and use those to help it out, and usually that works out pretty well. You missed the one thing I pointed out about the board. What did I miss? We are not the same, you and I. Well, Aaron, we can talk all about it in 2 hours. Wait a moment. Do I have... Check the right side of the board. What am I checking? Is it not too close to the side? Oh. Oh yeah, you're right. That's an easy fix. You're right. So when I first installed it, it was here, and it was definitely making a bit of contact, but then I can just kind of grab the switches and just sort of shift it over. Huh, yeah, easy enough. And since it's friction fit, it kind of just works out either way. Nice. Don't worry. We would have figured it out. We would have figured it out. The question is, how does the spacebar sound? One thing that I've realized with the Sebas and the Crush is that Nux does really freaking good spacebars. And so I'm very, very excited to hear this in person. Because it's one of the core strengths, I think. One of his core strengths is that he just does phenomenally good spacebars. Comes with six what are we sixing? Hey Mortem, good to see you, man. Even though your Sebas was an A tier. No, I moved it up. I moved it up to A tier. I think it was A tier. I think it was the I'm pretty sure it was A tier. The Sebas, I think I did A tier. Although I don't remember. It was A tier. Okay, there we go. It was A tier, but you didn't put S tier. I think I only had 2 boards in S tier. I think it was Parabolica and Oblique. I think those were the only 2. Okay. Yes, you forced me to buy the Parabolica. The only thing, Mikey, is that now I think you're going to have to wait. Because as far as I remember, Click Clack takes a long time. Hey, Peppa. Thanks for joining, man. Okay. I think that looks awesome. And I think this is the set. Hello, Simonites. How you guys doing? Buongiorno. We are building the Kraze by Mr. Nuxros. And we just finished. And we are going to do a type test. All right. This is the vintage colorway with an alu plate, cherry MX browns. Now, do you have a taupe neo? I'm curious how the color compares, looks. No, I don't have a taupe neo. I have a purple one and a silver one. Those are the only neos I have. I have a brown diversity TKL, orange secret. I have the beige or taupe Minerva. I don't have a lot of brown boards, unfortunately. Try doing function enter. Okay. Let's do... Alright guys, function should be right control. What am I doing function enter for? You will get some RGB. Okay. Ooh. Alright guys, let's do a quick type test. Alright, so, just one more time. Just so we all, this is the Nuxros Kraze. This is a mega budget board. I think price is starting at $100. Literally $100. Comes with a PC plate, Hot Swap MX PCB. This is vintage colorway. This is an all alu board with all alu build. There are extras for weights and stuff, but that's not what we have. We have the alu version with this pretty sweet machined weight on the back. It's nice. It's cute. Not overly heavy, not too light either. I think it's about 1 kilo, bit under 800 grams. The important part though, and what I care about, is the sound. So let's get into a quick type test. I want to scan through a bunch of them. All right, sorry. Give me one more. One more. Okay, one thing I want to try right away, I want to try put in the missing, where is it? I want to put in the extra, what do you call this? PCB snap? I want to put in the PCB snap. What did you guys think, by the way? Sounds like MX Browns. It does. Not bad for 100 and change. I want to play with the positioning of the bottom. I think I need to play with it. Browns are very refreshing. They don't get fatiguing. I really like them. And I'm with Weish, by the way. I do like pedals over Browns, personally, but I also like Browns a lot. The only thing with the pedals is pedals, you're getting them modded. Browns, you can get them unlubed, which is what this is. The right side on boards like this are always going to sound a bit hollow. I actually thought it was okay. Always got to play with the positioning. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Okay. So let's just go straight to the recommended, which is one here and one here. So let's try recommended out and see how that does. Okay. Nav, can I say the thing? Yeah, say talking. Fuck. Say the thing, please. Go ahead. Will you get a chance to try a deep switch linear? We can try a deep switch, McLand. I did not have one prepared because I typically don't like them, but we can do it. Sound test inaccurate due to keycap choice. Oh, you want GMK? I don't know, man. I can't with this. Just looks too good. This just looks too good. With the Komodo, I think it just looks too damn good. I want DCS. Who the heck made Nicky? Honestly, guys, I don't know how this happens, but I feel like every stream someone pops up and they're a mod, and I don't remember how they became a mod. You made me a mod, but I don't remember doing it. This keyboard with brown switches sounds a bit plasticky, but it gets the job done. It reminds me of a first car. Nothing too fancy, but it takes you from point A to point B. So, honestly, I kind of just like to start off with browns or cherry, just because it's a good, easy sort of palette cleansy kind of starting point, just to give us a reference. Plus, most people these days seem to like cherry, so it's a good default to start with. However, we are going to put this thing through its paces, so we're going to switch right now from cherry to something else. Question. Next switch, guys. This is what I have over here on the side. Waverider V2s, Keygeek Crepe, HMX Sunset Gleams, HMX Valerians, HMX Aperols, but then I have the whole library behind me. So the switches that I absolutely want to do today are the Crepes and the Waveriders. But other than that, I'm a bit flexible. So if you guys want to try something else, we can try something else. We got Gleams, Waverider, Crepes, Valerians. Okay, so basically you guys want to do all of them. Fuck it, do it all. Let's do it all. Okay. We were going to do it all. Don't worry. If you have another Keygeek available for something deeper, like I do have deeper Keygeek. I have Blue Cheese V2. I have M2. Whichever one of the M switches that's deep. I have Keygeek Rye. I have... What else? Blue Cheese V2, please. Fine. Hey, Nana. Thanks for joining, man. Alright, Blue Cheese V2. Fine. And just because I love you, Pent, we will do Blue Cheese V2 next. Okay? Don't say I don't do anything for you. Thank you. I have an appointment soon. There you go. Telling me I don't love Pent. I love my Pent. Okay. Rigged favoritism and nepotism. It is, actually. Believe it or not, Aaron, this is a dictatorship disguised as a democracy. Well, actually, it is a dictatorship disguised as a benevolent dictatorship disguised as a democratic republic. Viva la persistance! Alright, let me grab him. Oh. Sorry about the wobble. Alright guys, so we're going to do this a little ghetto. In the interest of speed, we are going to do it this way. Do you guys know what I'm about to do? Huh? Is that GMK Shrek? I wish I had GMK Shrek, my dude. This is Kikobo Komodo. It's part of their National Park Jungle whatever series. It's pretty good. So this is how we're going to do it. This is one of the ways we're going to speed through builds. Is that we are going to make our switch changes in place. The plus side is that if we get into any trouble and we need to do a hot swap, solder, whatever repair, we can do it. However, I typically do my rebuilds like this out of laziness. Oh yeah, disclaimer, you're right, we should never do this, don't do this. Anyone at home who doesn't know, you know, whatever. The thing is, honestly, okay, quick poll. How many people here have never built a keyboard before? I actually don't think. I'm curious, but my theory is that literally everyone here knows what they're doing. Oh, get out of here, Aaron. Aaron. Freaking streamer Aaron who streams keyboard builds every week. Did you? Oh, Oily. I did actually. I got Oily. I swear to God, I got it in today. Hold on. It's right there. I got it in today. That's the cappy. It's going to be there until I can build it. Or unbuild, rebuild, troubleshoot. How bold of you to assume I know what I'm doing. Tangus, I didn't ask if you built a keyboard well. I didn't ask if you successfully built a keyboard. Only if you have built a keyboard. Never won. Nope, never built one. Okay, so you're all full of shit. I bet you that every single person here right now has built at least 10 keyboards and has owned at least 5 keyboards and currently owns at least 3. I don't think there is someone here on stream that owns less than 3 keyboards. Nav poll. Aren't you a mod? Can't you do the poll? Why build something when you can buy it? I feel exposed. Freaking Platty with your 30, 40, 50 keyboards. I legit wonder what is the average keyboard ratio per person? I meant just announce it. What? Oh, there's a poll. There is a poll. Never mind. Okay, the poll is, have you popped a socket out by improperly swapping switches? Yes, no, no, but really, yeah. No, but here's the thing, right? Even if you have, how many people here... Actually, yeah, that number might be different. Because the question I was going to ask is how many of you have popped the socket and then had the ability to repair your own socket, but I actually think that number might be a bit less. Because I know not everyone solders. Pent, I have a feeling this is going to do really good. I have a feeling this is going to be a really, really good one. I can feel it in my bone. Just solder forehead. I've yet... No, Tangas, you too. The number of people that are saying they've never popped a socket is insane. Yeah, I'm with Llama. I've popped a bunch. At least 6? 5 or 6? Sounds like a skill issue if you pop them. No, I don't think that's always true, because sometimes... I mean, I know you're kidding, but sometimes the switch pins are, you know, particularly thick, and the little metal pins are particularly thick, and sometimes even if you get the alignment correct, it's still just not always properly soldered in. Like with Neo boards in particular, those sockets do not seem to be super reliably soldered in, and I think I've popped like 3 or 4 sockets on Neo boards. Although you could argue that it's a skill issue, because if you're doing it properly, you'd just be supporting the back every time. But I think that's the thing, is that I don't support the back every time. I do it this way half the time. I always just pull the PCB, but like 90% of my boards are solder. Oh, no shit. Wow. Hot swap tends to get loose with connection after a couple of months use, which is, yeah. So I've had that issue as well. If you rebuild boards a lot, the metal teeth inside the hot swap socket can kind of get bent out of position a bit, and then what you end up having to do, and I learned this from stubs, squirrely stubs, is you end up having to like bend the pins of the switch up slightly to kind of force it to make contact with the teeth inside. Almost done. Speaking of funky sockets, my control doesn't work with cherry switches. It works with Wingtree and HMX suggestions. Interesting. In general, though, I would bet it has to do with the pins, Nana. So like, basically, I don't know if you can see, it's not focusing well, but like the metal pin, you can essentially just sort of slightly bend the pin up. So if this is straight, you can just sort of angle both of them up slightly so that you're sort of forcing them to make contact with the pins or the teeth inside the PCB or inside the hot swap socket. I would give that a shot. Just fill the hot swap sockets with solder. You could do that too. That would probably make it work. If you wanted to go that route. Tang is always coming up with the most cursed solutions. That's so funny. Honestly, Nana, I would try that. I would try bend the pins, the metal pins on the switch up ever so slightly and see if that works. Solder PCB is best PCB. I would argue that you're wrong. Okay. Nah, he's right. You know what's funny? I legit can't tell the difference between the two. Between solder and hot swap. Although, to be fair, I've never done back-to-back tests. Huh. experiencing a strange issue, and the backspace is being a little bit weird. You guys see this? It's weird, huh? Sludgy stab. Well, it was fine before when I was trying it. Let's try another switch, maybe. Try and pin it. No, I think. Oh, did they pop out? Hold on a second. I wonder if the stab popped out slightly. Give me a second. Let's see. Huh. Screw-ins though, yeah, the screw-ins. Yeah, Mikey, they're being a bit sluggish. Because they were fine when I tried it on the cherry, huh? Hold on. Let me try the cherry again. Yeah. That is super weird. It is A-okay with the cherry. What is this? What's going on? Llama, I did get the EC build for this board. And this is the one that will be going to Alex. So both Mikey built it. Guys, I do not know what's going on. Yeah, Mikey, this is Blue Cheese V2. And I don't know if you can see, but on the... Are the cherries raw? Yeah, they are. It's unlubed. Huh. Yeah, but Mikey, I've tried a few different blue cheese switches. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I pressed it down super hard. It is specifically a problem on blue cheese. This has never happened to me before. Alright, let's try an Aperol. Sorry guys, this is gonna really bug me. Okay, what the hell is going on? That's HMX, that's Aperol. It's definitely an over-lubed switch. I shit my pants. Cursed! It's cursed! Thick grease slows down the return of switches, and it can be felt especially on stabilized keys. Huh. That is so bizarre. Alright. Oh, that is so bizarre. Try the spacebar with the cheese. Yeah, let's try that. Good idea. No, it's fine. Is it because cherries are 4, HMX are 3/8, so the stat... But it's blue cheese. The blue cheese is also, I think, 3/8. Huh. Weird. Weird stab problems. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, Oh, you know what? I wonder if I'm going to have the issue on other stabs. No, that's so weird. The other ones were fine too. I have no idea. Wait, I know what's the issue. It's not split backspace. Oh, weesh. You might be right. It might be the keycap, actually. Sometimes maybe the keycap is like slightly warped and it like is worse on one versus the other. Could be that. Okay. Pent, I don't know if you're still there, but I have a feeling this blue cheese config is going to sound really, really, really nice. Incoming ad break in 2 minutes. Okay. No worries. I'm going to take a break anyways and have a drink of water. Can you try adjusting the PCB in that corner? I can, but moving up or down doesn't really seem to... Let's try. Okay. I think it might be a weird stab issue, guys. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if it shows up again on another switch, but maybe it's just like Tangus said, and it was overlubed. Maybe it's the keycap. We'll see. Mordem, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate you. Thanks, dude. 2 months. Thank you, man. All right. It might also be a lube plus tight stem clearance that creates excess drag. Try and take apart a switch and clean out the lube. The only thing is, I've tried a few different I've tried a few of the blue cheeses, and I've used the blue cheese like pretty frequently, and I've never had this problem before with blue cheese. So, and like even Mikey had used it before, so maybe you're right. Maybe it's like this particular batch, or it could be as Leisha's saying, where it's like this particular backspace is a bit wonky. But just throw another 2U on the backspace. If it happens again, we'll try to troubleshoot it a bit more. But because I want to kind of speed run through a bunch of different switches, I don't want to stick on one issue for too long, so maybe it's the non-GMK. Honestly, that'd be so funny, dude, if I switched to should have gotten the Gouda Cheese V2. The number of cheese switches out there, man, it's nuts. Okay, Kraze 65 Alu Plate Blue Cheese V2 Kikobo Komodo. Let's see how we do. So I think it's pretty good. Like objectively, I think it's fine. It sounds pretty full. I want to go straight to clack. I think it sounds pretty good, guys. I just don't like deep switches without foam. No, Zava, my problem is I should have ended it at cherries. All right, guys, thank you very much. See you later. we did our cherries. Zava, my problem is I prefer clack, and I prefer clacky switches. If I do deep switches, it has to be foamed for me. I can't do deep switches without foam. For whatever reason, I just don't like how it sounds. If I'm going deep, it's a foamed build for me. Some PE foam. Dude, some PE foam with the blue cheese would go nuts. Okay, I want to do Waveriders next. The Waveriders have been the switch of the moment for me. I'm not sure why, but I've just been adoring them. Also, I'm going to go full on nav mode. So for those of you that don't know, when I'm really trying to go fast, I use my keycap switch puller, and I just go by the side of the keycap and I just pull it out right from the bottom. That's my nav mode, uber ghetto, super fast way of doing my deal. I have not had problems yet. You're a madman for that, yeah. I have not had problems with it yet, but I'm sure one day I will. But it is not this day. So, Weesh, I use my fingers once I pull out a single row. So once I pull out one row and then I have access with my fingers to at least one side, I'll come at it from the bottom and just pull it out. Like so. Okay. You need to put in kinetic sand to fix it. You know what? I actually did that with a Bauer light. I put, what did I put? Modeling clay. I put modeling clay in the bottom of my Bauer light. And believe it or not, the modeling clay is what fixed the Bauer light for me. Should you try these switches with PBT? Oh, that would have been a good idea if I had thought of it. But now we are well on our way to the Waverider build. Should have gone for expanding foam from the... Oh, that's an idea. I actually wonder if that would work. Have you tried the cream cheese mod? Okay, are you messing with me? You must be messing with me. Phoenix, by the way, how you doing, man? I thought you had work today. Okay. Got to leave a bit earlier. Nice, dude. Cream cheese mod goes great if you pair it with some Ritz crackers. Thank you. Jabronis, welcome, man. We are building the Kraze, and we are doing speed build, kind of like timed chess, I guess. Except because Mikey sent over the board with stabs already built, we were able to jump right into build. We are... Holy crap. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. So I thought I thought I was doing better on time. I was about to say, this is what I was about to say. I was about to say, oh, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate you, Nana. Thank you, dude. Thank you for the gift. I was about to say, guys, look how good I'm doing. We are only an hour into stream, and we're already on our 3rd build. Wow, look at me. Isn't that great, guys? And then I looked over at the time, and I realized that it's 2:20, which means I'm actually an hour and a half into stream. And all of a sudden, my achievement does not seem quite so good. Jabronis can't be starless in chat. He shines too bright for that. That is so funny. Okay. So these are the Waverider V2s. These were sent over to me from... I got these from Peter at the Ottawa keyboard meetup. Peter is the owner of Beaver Keys. And these are probably my favorite, or my... Actually, I'd say these are tied with the Snowfalls for me. The Waveriders and the Snowfalls, I think, are tied for my favorite tactile right now. Do we have any tactile lovers in the chat? Is it just Pent? We were able to jump straight into the stream, and streamer only got stumped by stab issues once so far. Tangus, my dude. When I first started stream at 1 p.m., I had an audio issue that was so bad that I needed to shut down stream and restart my computer. Okay, whole computer had to be restarted. Then I got back on, and the audio still wasn't working, and then I blasted everyone's ears because I had the channels mixed up. The first 10 minutes of stream, Tangus, was probably among the most scuffed since I started 5 months ago. So just because you weren't here for the scuff, it's been scuffed, my dude. Scuffed from the start. Maybe I should change my name to Navid the Scuff Guy, and we just scuff it up, and that's what we do. Tales like that is exactly why I don't stream. No, dude, this is part of the joy. Part of the joy is this. We get together, us boys and girls, and we hang out, and we just scuff it up. And then, luckily, I have a bunch of friends hanging out with me in chat, and they help me unscuff. So, for example, Mikey pointed out that the thing was too close, and someone also pointed out if my keycap is thinged or if I drop something. So it's less that I, I'm making all of these mistakes, and it's more like we are making all of these mistakes. We scuff and we unscuff together. Together we do the scuffing and the unscuffing. No, that's not it, Nav. Tell me, Wish. A bunch of friends and a gooder friend in Tangus. Indeed. Oh, you guys know, if I would, you're the scuffer, bet. So guys, how many of you were alive and consuming media in the 90s during the time of Stargate SG-1? Any Stargate people around here? So, my spirit animal, indeed. Weeb alert. No. Stargate is not weeb. Stargate is not weeb. If Stargate is weeb, then Star Trek is weeb, and Star Trek is not weeb. Don't mention the war. Stargate is dead. Stargate is not dead, guys. Stargate is very much alive. You know, every couple years I go back and I watch them. My old man used to watch it too, by the way, Wish. I started watching Stargate in the era of Atlantis. So Stargate Atlantis was my first Stargate. And then I went back and I watched the original from the start. And even now, every couple years, I go back and I watch all the Stargates from the start until now. And Teal'c, for those of you that know Teal'c, Teal'c is my spirit animal. Actually, if I was to have to name 2 characters as my spirit animal, it would be Teal'c and it would be Ron Swanson. And so if there was a character in a movie or TV show that was a combination of Teal'c and Ron Swanson, that would be me. My old man is the reason I got into Stargate. He loves the film and hates the shows. Really? I loved the shows. Loved the shows. No, Mortem, not the Kurt Russell one. I mean the TV show. Like Stargate SG-1, the TV show. McKay! Yeah! In all seriousness, Amazon just axed the new Stargate show? Really? I watched SG-1 over 10 times. Dude, I'm with you. I swear, every couple years, every 2, 3 years, 4 years, I go over and I watch it from the start. I don't know why, but I just love that series. Okay, let's get to it. Since you are a big weeb, I would recommend watching the best anime to ever exist, Cory in the White House. Is that an actual anime or are you trolling me? I don't actually, I've never heard of it. Believe it or not, guys, I actually started watching anime for the first time ever a week ago. It's Frieren, whatever, about the elf mage that's like 1,000 years old or something. I started watching it a week ago, and I am now at the end or close to the end of season 1. But I am actually a weeb now. I'm not even joking. I did it. I love SG-1, the show that taught me that any hospitable planet in the universe will look like a slightly off British Columbia. That is so true, dude. Not only that, it's like... And you know what's funny, though, is they came up with a lore-accurate explanation for why everyone in that universe looks human. I thought that was pretty cool. To actually have a lore-accurate explanation for it. I think Star Trek does too, by the way. Although, I don't remember with the Star Trek one. I know that it's not Stargate, but there is a town just north of me called Vulcan, and there is a USS Enterprise. I'm into Star Trek too, by the way. I love all that stuff. Star Trek is another one, although I'm technically a Trekkie, not a Trekker. I'm a part of the Voyager... Deep Space Nine generation, not the TNG and before. Yeah, I started watching TNG recently, but I couldn't get into it. Season 1, I've started it a few times, and it's just a bit too campy for me. You have to get to season 3, really. It's just that's asking a lot, right? That's like you have to get through a lot of television to get past 2 seasons to get to season 3, and I've never been able to get past season 1. Yeah, but it's got its moments too. So you know what's funny is one of the things that has gotten me back into some of these shows is sometimes, especially TNG. I don't know if you guys know it. Hold on, what is this link? What is Tangus sending links for? Why did Amazon cancel its new Star? Oh, that's too bad. You're right. Boo. Boo. Oh, you can skip to it. Okay, that changes things, Phoenix. If I can skip straight to season 3, that changes things. There's a YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's a writer, specifically script writing, and he analyzes TV shows and the writing of TV shows, and he's done a lot of episodes on Star Trek, TNG, and I just love it. I love watching through this guy's channel and just like learning about good storytelling and script writing and TNG gets featured a lot, where there's episodes where he talks about how good it was written and how good the acting was and all that stuff, and it just really... Every time I see it, I go and try watch it, and then I watch an episode of season 1, and then I just can't go further, and then I stop, and then I watch another one of his videos, and then I do more, and then I stop. I think this will be the one. I think this is going to be the one for me. BSG was a big... Ooh, I love... Okay, so my only problem with Battlestar Galactica, Jabronis, I loved it when it was out. Excuse me, did you say Zap Gun? You mean a Zap Nicotel? Exactly. My only problem, Jabronis, is I did not find, personally, I did not find Battlestar Galactica rewatchable. That's my only problem with it. So I loved BSG when it was running, but I've never felt the urge to go back. Okay, what the frickin' hell? Okay, the next time we're going to pull this whole thing out, we're going to take a look at the stab. Something wonky is going on here. But I did not find Battlestar Galactica rewatchable. A lot of these, like Star Trek and SG, you know, Stargate, all these other more episodic shows, I find them to be very rewatchable because you can kind of have them running in the background while you're doing something like building a keyboard or whatever. And it's just kind of passive, and it's kind of lighthearted fun, and it's enjoyable. It's very easy to rewatch. Whereas Battlestar Galactica, once you kind of know what the deal is, I just don't find it quite as rewatchable as some of these other shows. So I liked it, but I've never gone back to rewatch BSG after my initial watch of it. That's my main issue. It lives longingly, lovingly in my memory. Yeah, me too. But Bears beats Battlestar... Bears? What's Bears? 90s, early 2000s sci-fi shows. One large orgy they are. SG-1 is very rewatchable because it's the Golden Girls. Oh, that makes sense. It kind of is, actually. Once it was clear that everyone is a Cylon, I just... Dude, I had a bit of difficulty with it. The Cylon thing, like, once it did get to a certain point where it got a bit taxing for me. Like, sometimes with some of these shows, like, I don't know how you guys felt about Lost, right? Lost, I was super into when it first came out. I watched season 1 and 2. But then somewhere along the way, it just kind of lost it for me, where it just kind of kept dragging on, and the mystery kept mysterying, and there was more mystery. There were never any answers, and then it was just another mystery. And it was just too much, and my system just kind of got stressed. And yeah, dude, that last season, the Ori season, was probably my least favorite, by the way. Firefly was underrated when it came out, but I don't think... I think it's gotten a lot of acclaim lately. Luma, this is the Kraze. Kraze by Nux. This is Waverider V2s with an alu plate and Kikobo Komodo. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Replicators were good. I agree. Ooh. Okay, this is, I can tell. This one's going to be good. Ooh. One more. Ooh. Whew. All right, that was my favorite so far. Shy, these are Waverider V2s. This is my favorite so far. Alu, play it, Shy. Nav, that's a nylon bottom PC top switch. I love that sound. I love it too, dude. Oh, guys, I love it. I love it when a build comes together. Oh, I love it. And for those of you that don't know, my mom watches stream. She watches the recording or the VOD on YouTube. She usually has the stream on in the background when she's like cleaning the house and doing other stuff. And as a result, one of the viewer rewards is for me to tell my mom that I love her. So, Mom, I love you. Thank you so much for watching stream. And I'm very excited to see you as a grandmother. Mwah. Watch this rank higher than Kronos. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is probably on par with Kronos. I actually might prefer... Hold on. Oh. I'm about... Now I see why you're not wearing that other t-shirt. Yeah, I have to wear it selectively. Okay, so this is Kronos. This is Kronos with a linear Keygeek spacebar. Okay, hold on. It's fine. As a matter of fact, if you want to do apples to apples, or as much as we can, I will even bring in a Waverider spacebar. Okay, and we can see Waverider on Waverider. You know what? I'll give it to you. The Kronos is pretty good too. No, this is Kronos. Kronos by Keepscape. You know what though? That's a good point, Shy. I'm pretty sure it's Maze in the Kronos. Yeah, it's Maze in the Kronos, and it's Knights in the Kraze. Yeah. Not a great test, but whatever. It's fun. Okay. I am pretty pleased so far. My favorite build was the Waveriders so far. However, I want to try super bright, super clacky HMX. I also want to try bright, clacky Keygeek. So, right now, I have Sunset Gleams V2, and I have Aperols. I want to try one of those out. What do you guys want? Aperols or Sunset Gleam V2? This is why I stock up on a single type of stab. They're both HMX pent. They're linear HMX. Sunset. Okay. Great. Okay. I remember liking the Sunset. So the Sunset Gleams V2s are probably would I call them that? I think I'd call them excellent how do I put this? Hard to explain. Sunset Gleams V2s, to me, are sort of like the epitome of HMX clack, done very well, but they are also very unremarkable. In the sense that I think they're fantastic in what they do, but they don't have much special to them, I don't think. Whereas the yogurts that Shai was raving about in his videos, the yogurts I really like because I think not only are the yogurts good, but they also have character to their clack. There's something about the sound that makes it almost like addictively good, whereas the Sunset Gleam V2 is a very good, clean clack, but I just kind of find it a bit plain. Nothing wrong with it. It's very well done. I can't complain about it at all. I just find it a bit plain sometimes. Aperols are kind of like almost like loud, borderline obnoxious. So they're high-pitched, loud HMX clack, but they're bordering on like a dirty, loud clack, whereas the Sunset Gleams are more of a very clean, clinical clack. That's kind of how I would explain the difference. Crepes next. We can do crepes, or we can do, yeah, we can do crepes. Egg yolk. I'm excited to try egg yolk. The double shot HMX switches, those I'm excited to do. But we're going to do Keygeek clack for sure. I want to do HMX clack and I want to do Keygeek clack. So for sure we're going to do both. Aperol's not that good. I prefer limoncello. The drink? I need to pick up some yogurts. They're top 5 for you. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yogurts, Keygeek Ding Ding. Yeah, yogurts are top 5. I would not put Sunset Gleams top 5. I think Sunset Gleams are good, but they're missing something for me. They're a little bit too clinical for me. Whereas the yogurts are loud, they're bright, and they also have a bit of character, and it's the character that makes it top 5 for me. Quick question, which stabs would be ideal for Eve 65s? Swag keys, Knights V's3s, or do you have others? So if you have the budget, I think everyone broadly agrees that the Knight V3s are the best, or at least top. Personally, I like maze stabs a lot, but a lot of people don't. So just because a lot of people don't like them, I have trouble recommending them, because it's kind of like a moment where I like it, but I feel a little crazy for liking it. So I'd say Knight V3s are probably a safe bet. The only thing is they're a bit expensive. What are the other ones? The new 4-wrap stabs. Those are pretty good as well, but I don't think you can get away with unlubing them. 4-wraps, I think you have to lube them. I was not able to get to a happy place with unlubed 4-wrap stabs. Call me a square, but the most exotic I go is Geon Blacks. No way. Really? Most exotic I go is Yellow Gats. Really? 4-wraps will slow down almost immediately with the so I lubed the 4-wraps just a bit, Shy, and they were fine for me. A little bit of lube on the 4-wraps seemed to go a long way, but unlubed 4-wraps, I would always get a little bit of ticking on some of them. So now I just lube them a bit. You said maze stabs. So Mortem, there's three. There's maze stabs, M-A-I-Z. I personally like them a lot, but a lot of people don't. Then there's 4-wrap stabs. Their claim to fame is that they're usable without lube. I have found that they do need a tiny bit of lube. However, you could try them unlubed, and if you like them, leave them alone. And if you needed to tune them up, tune them up. The stabs that have sort of been widely accepted as the community favorite is the Night V3 or V4s, whatever the latest Night stab is. I've used them and they're fantastic. The only problem I have with the Nights is that they're expensive. And what I like about maze stabs is I can get a set of them for like 10, 11 bucks, whereas the Night stabs are like, you know, closer to 20 or whatever. The only problem with cherry clip-ins is that they require work. And so I have trouble recommending okay, here's the thing, right? If someone is asking for recommendations for stabs, right? By definition, if they are asking, cherry is never the answer, I don't think. Because cherry is the kind of stab that you kind of have to discover for yourself, learn how to mod yourself, and then choose yourself. I don't think I would never recommend cherry. The only time I'd recommend cherry if someone was asking for a recommendation is if they were extremely budget conscious and they were also deep in the enthusiast side. And they knew they were going to go through a lot of stabs and they had a big collection. But usually by the time they get there, they already know what they want. So... cherry is kind of the stab that's great if you value your time or below minimum wage. Yeah, basically. Although part of the... Okay. They look fine to me. Yeah, they look fine to me. Let's do a quick test. I had the TX AP screw-ins. I've tried the TX APs. I was not overly impressed by them, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with them. Okay, guys. Okay, hold on. Do you guys see this? Is it just me, or do you see this? Do you see it? You see it, right? Yeah. So guys, I think this is the thing. I think that this particular PCB, it's not the switch. I think the orientation or something of like the socket or something on the back is slightly crooked. And I think that the reason that it worked on some and didn't on others is because the tolerance for stem wobble on some of these is better or worse, right? And so I think the Blue Cheese V2 had less tolerance, and so it's forcing the backspace to be slightly twisted, right? Because the actual stem on, like cherry, for example, the cherry that I was using was unfilmed cherry, so it probably had a little bit more play, movement in the stem, which was basically allowing the stem to like slightly tweak to align the backspace. And I wonder. Yeah, it's the same problem here. Very strange. Yeah, it's slightly crooked. Interesting. Yeah, so look. All I did was I sort of like kind of force rotated the socket just a tiny bit, and it's much, much better now. Very weird. Has that ever happened to you guys before? Time to reflow the solder. So great having a solderless PCB. Flame Kent. Well, this is the SW65 PCB. It's not even the PCB for this board. Probably just a proto or whatever. Interesting. So basically all I got to do is kind of tweak the socket slightly, and it seems to be fine. Very interesting. Surely that won't generate contact issues in the future. Exactly. Everything's fine. Or run split backspace. I would rather suck a sock. Respectfully, of course. Then go suck a sock with respect. Wait a second. Wait a second. There we go. Wow, language. I just don't like split backspace. I can't get used to it. I've tried, and every time I do it, I constantly always misfire into the middle. Plus, I kind of want to be able to test the stab sound. I want to test the 2U sound. Yeah, we're good now. Just got to give it a little rotate, and we're fine. We are okay. Okay. Split backspace is great if you got any of the 2U DCS twisted. I don't know. Huh. You got any of the 2U DCS caps made for switches? No, I don't have them. No. Phoenix, it's fine. I just had to kind of rotate it a little bit, and when it was like just kind of slightly angle it, and the stickiness went away. Like literally the problem that we were having is that the backspace was just slightly sticking, had a bit of a slow return. As long as I can get it working properly, we're okay. And I think all I got to do is just kind of rotate it a little bit in spot, and we're fine. The solution to misclicking split backspace is to make both keys actuate backspace. So, Pent, actually, I tried that, and I kept hitting the middle. So I would type, and then when I'd go hit backspace, because I usually hit it with my, whatever, the third, fourth, doesn't matter, this finger, and I go hit it, and instinctively, I just always go to right the middle, and then I end up kind of fumbling, and it messes up with my type speed. And I've tried it a couple times. Like I even like configured one of my boards with the split backspace because I wanted to get used to it. Because a lot of people tell me that it's like super comfortable putting backspace a bit lower and blah blah blah. Because the whole point of split backspace, right, is that you put your backspace here on pipe. Right? Like supposedly it's more comfortable to just go to like as you're typing to just go here as opposed to as you're typing to go up there, right? So I did try it to get used to backspace on pipe, but it just because okay, if you're not doing backspace on pipe, then what's the point? Yeah, it's quicker, less reach. So that's the selling point of split backspace, is that your backspace is actually where the pipe is, but I couldn't get used to it. You have a type speed. I do have a type speed. Use what you love. Don't listen to chat. That is what we are doing. There's a few things that I kind of wish I could get used to. Split backspace is one of them. HHKB is another. Win keyless is another. But I wish I could get used to them because it opens up. Like there's some keyboards that come out that are HHKB only that I think are fantastic keyboards, but I can't use them. Like the Agar was one. I had the Agar for a while. I ended up selling it because I just couldn't use it. Split backspace is another. There are boards that come out that force you to use split backspace, and I can't use them. Same with Win keyless. Now, Win keyless is actually one of the few ones that I'm actually getting used to. Win keyless is the one on the list that I'm getting used to slowly, and it's because frickin' Phoenix has started his frickin' psyop on me, using the one thing that I can't refuse, and that's deals and value, to slowly force Win keyless upon me. And actually, Phoenix, I have started to get used to HHKB arrows here. So I've actually found myself slowly getting used to Win keyless. I have 4 Win keyless boards, and 3 of them. How many is 1, 2? I have 3. No, I have 2. No, I have 4. 2 60s and 2 TKLs. Win keyless good, otherwise I just go Sangan. Yeah, me too. Although Sangan is my default with Win key. Sangan Win key bottom row with split right shift gives you great function layer arrows. So yeah. So for me, when on a 60, my arrows are actually the same as here, right? So on a 60, I use function as the split right. I guess it would be here. And then I have my arrows mapped right here. So on a 60, I hit function and my arrows are basically in the same place. That's what I'm used to. Okay. We are doing good on time. It's crowded when you do that. Yeah, it is, but it works for me. Alright guys, what's your prediction on these Sunset Gleams? Do we think this is going to be good? My concern is that this is going to be a little bit too plain. Too clinical. So we'll see, but I'm not sure. I am not sure. How do you guys think? Sunset Gleams V2, winner or not winner? Chat, for this batch of blacks, should I do dry 205, 3203, or 105? I always go dry. For MX blacks, it's always dry. Although, you know what? How do you lube, Weesh? How do you lube them? Like, let's say you're gonna lube them. Where do you go exactly? I said chat. Very light, only on the stem sliders. That makes sense. I do the same. If I'm lubing them, I go very, very light. Okay. Where did they go? Do you guys see? Never mind. I'm an idiot. It's in the case. Okay. Honestly, the connector is not that bad. Very nice. Whoops. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. So one thing, so far the Waveriders have been my favorites. And I think one of the challenges that we're working through with this is that because we don't have the weights, I think there's going to be a sweet spot for this build in terms of the pitch of the switch and the loudness of the switch. Because this is an all alu build without any extra added weight. I have a... you know what? Because we've been sticking with alu plate this whole time. It's possible that a plastic plate would actually go better with these. By the way, Nav, do you need the stabs for this Athena? If you don't need them, actually, you know what, Mikey? I probably do. I probably do. I don't think I have the right stabs for it, because it has the numpad too, right? Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. The only thing is I have a feeling that with the very high pitch switches, like the Sunset Gleams, which are higher pitched than the Waveriders, I think that you're going to want to get the weights. I think it was fine with everything we did up until now. With the Blue Cheese, the all alu build was definitely fine. With the Cherry, it was fine. With the Waveriders, I thought it was really good. With the Sunset Gleams, I think, my guess, this is my prediction, is that it's going to need a little bit of a weight. But we can try. All right. Okay. This is Kraze, Alu Plate, KKB Komodo. Basically the same thing that we've been doing this whole time with Sunset Gleams V2. I think this is my least favorite of the builds that we've done. Yeah, Mortem, these are the Sunset Gleam V2. Hey Dream, thanks for joining. These are KKB Komodo. I think all alu is not combining well with the gleams. These are the Sunset Gleams V2. Why are you tired, T? Why are you tired? The spacebar is still pretty good. Interesting, Jabronis. I'm actually I'm the reverse with you. I find the alpha's a little bit too sharp. But I like the spacebar. I don't have the Ash Shy, unfortunately, no. I have Aperols, I have a bunch of others. What I was planning to do next was the crepes. I wanted to do crepes or Keygeek Clack. I have crepes ready, PA, full nylon, T2, what else? Roxy. We can do PA next. I really wanted to try crepe, but crepe might actually be a little bit too high pitch for this. You should try the other plates. Up till 2 a.m. doing homework, thinking it was due before class at 9 a.m. Figured out at 2 a.m. that I did next week's Oh no. Oh dude, that sucks. Wow. So what happened? Did you actually make... No, but Phoenix, what she's saying is that she... Not that she had, like... what she's basically saying is she had assignments due tomorrow, and she did the wrong assignment. So she's prepared for next week, but not for tomorrow, or today, or whatever. That sucks. That sucks. I kind of don't want to do other plates, Mikey. I kind of... You know what? The only other plate that maybe we can do is the thing is, Mikey, I want to leave it as the alu plate because I want to try multiple different switches in the alu plate to keep it consistent across the board. Because I'm trying to get a feel for the board. I'm trying to get especially the all alu board, because the all aluminum board is the board I'm thinking about getting without any of the extra weights or copper pieces or anything like that. This is just a good looking board. It's cute. Yeah, I think the Sunset Gleams are probably not the right call. I think these are a bit much. You know what, Phoenix? It's funny, huh? I've actually been going back to FR4 lately. I'm not even joking. There's a couple boards that I currently have or have tried FR4 in recently, and I've really enjoyed it. So, 3 streams. Thank you for joining, Dream Girl. I appreciate you. Plate meta changes all the time. It does. We can do carbon fiber. So here's okay, guys. If you really want to do another plate, we can switch to another plate. However, it will make things slightly less consistent because we're also switching switches at the same time. So it's, there's nothing wrong with it, but it'll make even a small baseliner comparison more difficult because so far the only thing we've changed has been the switches. If we start switching around the plates as well, it will just kind of make it a bit less viable, but whatever. I'm not overly attached. Free Teha. Oh boy. Okay. For those of you that don't know, Phoenix, Aaron, and I are going to be doing a podcast called We Heard You're Bored. And in this podcast, we are going to talk about keyboards. And the podcast will start in 50 minutes. And it will be right here. Why aren't CF plates popular? They are popular, T. CF plates actually, I think, are quite popular. They're definitely not as popular as alu, that's for sure. But I use CF plates pretty often. And I think CF plates are... It's probably alu, carbon fiber, and PP as the most popular plate materials, I think. Alright, let's try the PA. Make palm great again. You know what's funny, Phoenix, is I actually just ordered a palm plate from Hype just the other day to try out. Palm is good for super sharp switches to help them tone down a bit. Interesting. I used to use it back in my foamy Thok days. CF exposes switches a lot. Weish, do you mean that carbon fiber makes bad switches worse? Like it exposes whatever's like kind of innately in the switch? That's why Thok is boring. Okay. PA. I have found the PAs to be a very consistent, clean clack. Keygeek clack. I actually think the PAs... okay. Of the recent Keygeek clack switches, I've tried almost all of them, with the exception of the M3s that a lot of people say are very good. So I haven't tried the M3s. I've tried a lot of the others. I think the Keygeeks are probably the best. The PAs, these ones. Just in terms of overall consistency and balance, I think these are the best of the recent generation. They are kind of like the Sunset Gleams a little bit in that they're a more clinical clack. Although I do think they have more character than Sunset Gleams. But whenever you're not sure and you want to do a Keygeek clacky switch to test out a sound or get a feel for a board, the PAs are, I think, probably one of the best for that. And it's one of the reasons that I don't have them built in a board, is so that I can use them on stream in situations like this, because I feel like they're so versatile. I have yet to put the PAs in a build and had it not sound good. So this would be kind of a first. I think you are the best, Aaron. You are the best. It's like alu without the resonance. See, I actually find that carbon fiber does have a bit of a resonance to it with certain mounts. There are some mounts that let carbon fiber kind of resonate and vibrate around. It can be quite pleasant. The only thing is that I find alu is universal, and I have not found a configuration or a switch that alu doesn't work in. It just seems to work everywhere all the time. Whereas carbon fiber seems to be context and situation specific. There are some builds that it just sings in, and there are some builds that it's just terrible in. And it also seems to be very dependent on gaskets as well. So like you can take alu and you can kind of put it into almost any build and it'll work. You know, there's pluses and minuses. It'll work better and worse in some versus the others. Did you guys hear that? Huh. Alu doesn't work in the microwave. That's true. No, not music. I thought I heard like an alert or a system alert or something. But maybe it was just me. It has been raining outside for most of the day, but it stopped. so far, if I was to order favorite to least favorite, my number one so far is the Waveriders. Number one is Waveriders. Number two is probably Cherry Browns. No, number two is Cherry Browns and Blue Cheese V2 tied. Number three in last place so far is the Sunset Gleams V2. I have a feeling this is going to take over in the number two spot, I think, but we'll see. Nav somehow has a mic in my room. How do I have a mic in your room? The alert was because you were building a hot swap inside the board without socket support. I think we'll be fine. And the worst case scenario is that I pop a socket and then I have to do a hot swap socket repair, which I have done. And I can do, I have a whole pack of spare sockets ready to go in case that happens. And on top of that, all the switches that I'm doing are all very loose fits, or well fitted. None of these are like crazy tight fits, and if they were, like if this was Kale Calligraphies, I would definitely not be doing this. Kale Calligraphies we would be doing proper, because those fit tight. Worst that happens is that I pop a socket, then I'll need to lay down on the couch for the rest of the day. Wrong socket, Tangus. Wrong socket. I need to get myself some sockets. They're not expensive, Mikey. You can get them for like 10, 15, 20 bucks. I don't remember, on Amazon. That's where I got mine anyways. Just like a little pack of like 20, 30 of them. They come in these like little individually wrapped sleeves. Not expensive. Especially, Mikey, now that you're learning to solder, having sockets on hand to repair PCBs. Although, dude, if a socket is loose, you can just solder it back in place. You don't need to replace a socket if it's only loose. If the only problem is that your socket is loose, you can usually just like solder it back into place, and it'll work fine. Yeah, I can tell. This is going to be my number two. So far, the Waveriders are still my favorite. Pent, are you still here? I don't know if you are. Are there any tactile lovers in the chat? Sometimes it's not the socket, it's just the switch. That's true. It's not you, it's me. I like a tactile or two. Okay, so the Waveriders were by far my favorite, and I want to try another tactile in here. I just don't know which one to go for. I have some Gateron tactiles. I have some B-Sun tactiles. I have a stack of HMX tactiles, both the light and the strong tactiles, heavy tactiles. I do have cilantros. I don't have Retro J. I do have Wuche Studio Heavy. I do have Studio Jade, but Jade is not a tactile. Yeah, Mikey, I did Waverider, but the Waverider was good enough, was so good, that I'm wondering if this board is just like really, really strong with tactile switches. And I want to try another heavier, like proper tactile. So we could do the heavies. I don't have lanes, Tangus, unfortunately. I actually didn't like the GAT lanes. I really, really didn't like them. Oh, Fifi, I don't have room for you. Okay. Okay. Give me a moment, Fifi. Give me a moment. Here you go. There's your position. Okay. Come on. No, not on the keycaps, Fifi. Not on the keycaps. Okay, Fifi, you know I'm gonna have to type here, huh? Okay. Aaron, I've heard that, I think it was Shy. Actually, Shy, I'm pretty sure it was you, because back when the cilantros, actually it was Shy. Back when the cilantros were first released, Shy was like super into them. And when the Retro J's came out, he did a video, at least I think it was Shy, where he essentially hit the conclusion that he came to is that the Retro J's and the Cilantros were so similar that if you already had the Cilantros, it wasn't worth getting the Retro J's. And so ever since that video, I never bothered with getting the Retro J's because I already had them. Yeah, I tested them. They aren't a recolor, but they are very close, yeah. So it was literally that video. For those of you that don't know, by the way, Shy Locutus in the chat, he has a YouTube channel. He does really thorough Switch reviews, and he leans clacky. So like, if you're into loud, bright, clacky Switches, his channel is the place to be. And so like, basically, I don't know how to put this, but like, okay, one of the reasons I actually really like Shy's channel is because he filters for his preferences really hard. And so what I mean by that is that like, he doesn't take all Switches, right? So like, he will talk to the vendors or whatever prior to getting Switches, and he'll actually try to pre-filter for clacky Switches that he thinks him and his audience will like. So essentially, if you like Thok, Shy is not the place to be. But if you're into like bright, clacky Switches, his channel is great, because the fact that a Switch is on his channel already probably means that you've heard of it and you're thinking about it as a clack contender. And so I've found it really good. So if you're into clack, I would definitely give Shy a visit. I'm a big fan. Okay, Fifi, can I do type test? What if I'm getting into Thlack? What's Thlack? Shy does really good vids. I agree. I really like them. Of course, Shy. Okay. Oh, Mikey, you do great too. Don't worry. But Mikey, you're not focused on clack in the same way, Mikey. Your audience is a bit different. Like you take quite a variety of Switches, right? Like, like you kind of go quite broad with what you do. Shy is very focused. He's like hyper focused, right? Okay, Fifi, do you have something in your eye? What is that? Okay. Can I do a type test, Miss Fifi? Can I do a type test? Thlack is a combination of thwomp and clock. That actually didn't help me. Not until you are clean. Thlack is a clacky sound signature with a slight thok with that satisfying pop. Do you have an example, Tangus? Like a Switch that is thwacky, or like a sound test that you would consider thwacky? Alright, guys. This is Keygeek PA with an alu plate again on the Kraze by Nux again. Let's see how we do. Fifi. Give me a second, guys. I want to do one more type test. 1 second. Mm-mm. This did not do it for me either. It was the same problem as the Sunset Gleams V2. I think the switches were slightly too bright for the board. Did you guys hear that, by the way? Like that kind of sharpness, did that come through for you? I can tell by the disapproving look that Fifi is a cherry enjoyer. Yeah, yeah. Fifi, hi. Yeah, okay. I think. How much time do I have? I got 30 minutes. Okay, we have time for one more. So far for me, it was the Waveriders by a long margin. The Waveriders were beautiful. I think this would work if we had either the Copperweight. Nav is late for... No, podcast is at 4. Right? Or 3... Was it 4 or 3:30? I'm pretty sure I said it was 4. Yeah, I said it was 4. Whew! Whew! I thought I was about to be late to my own podcast. If you want to be on the right side of history, cherries. Llama, we did cherries. We did MX Browns at the start. We did MX Browns at the very start of the stream. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, let's change it up a bit. Before we do a full rebuild, let's try something a little different. Okay. Yes, Llama. This is GMK. And then slightly next to it, right there is KKB. Azure Dragons. You got it, Aaron. You don't like it? Oh. Fine, princess. All right, T, I don't know if you're still there, but I saw you suggest Sandstorms earlier. I actually liked the Azure Dragons. I thought they were a little bit noisy, but I actually like noisy switches every now and then. Okay. So we're just going to do a little 1, 2, 3 test first, just to get a feel for it. Because I don't want to go through a whole rebuild and then find out that it didn't work. Alright, T. Straight out of Orbach. I don't get it. Get a multi-keycap puller, please. I have these. I'm very happy with this. I like these ones. Dude, your PA failed you finally. Actually, I was legit thinking that earlier. They did fail me. The problem, I think, is that this is all alu. I think the weight would have helped it, because I think the problem is that it's resonating a little bit, and because I have the all aluminum config, it's a bit too bright for them. I think if you want to get a nice clacky experience with this board, you're going to have to go with slightly more mid-range. What is keyboard? Hey, Alquan, thanks for joining, man. Okay. So we have the Wuche Studio Heavy Tactiles here, and we have the HMX Sandstorm here. Jerry, swap positions. I think I like the Heavy too. Shy, what do you mean swap positions? You mean like literally swap the positions of the Heavy and the Sandstorm? Okay. Why? What difference would it make? Okay. You know what swap positions means, you scamp. I needed to confirm. I thought I knew, but maybe... Listen, there are times where you think you know, and you walk in all confident, and it turns out that what they thought they meant was different than what you thought they meant, and now you have a problem. ASD and FGH sound different with every... Huh. Interesting. The way you're doing it. I know nothing about... Honestly, Elcoin, I don't know anything about anything either, my dude. Okay. And then all of a sudden you end up in HR. For me, I'm kind of leaning towards the Sandstorm a bit, but it's just, I think the Heavies work in anything. Whoa, Fifi. One more test. Let's see what we like in the spacebar before we commit. That's why I said ASD comparisons don't work well. Yeah, but I'm not... Okay, I'm not trying to figure out objectively which one is better. I'm trying to figure out which one would most likely work for a rebuild. Want to trade any of my boards for Fifi. Unfortunately, Fifi would not have it. She only has eyes for one human being, and it is this guy, and everyone else is just an obstacle between her and her favorite human. She tolerates my wife, and it took us 3 years, 2 or 3 years, to get her to a place of tolerating my wife. Ooh. Ooh. Aaron, you win. Heavies. Aaron wins. It is heavies. Okay, Fifi, how am I supposed to make some foam out of Fifi first so you can get that nice flaky sound signature? Imagine. Imagine. Okay, Fifi, I need to reclaim a little bit. Can I bother you, Fifi, my dear? What do you mean, human? You're clearly her kitten. Honestly, she thinks she's mother, for sure. All right, Fifi, we'll do it like this. Okay. Are you good here? Are you good? Okay. Thank you, Fifi. Okay. The question, Aaron, what do we think will be better? This, the Heavies, or the Waveriders? Because my guess is that the Waveriders will still be better, but I could be wrong. The Cherries. It was the Heavy. Heavy is what made it into the spacebar. We tried the Sandstorm, and the Sandstorm was good too, but the Heavy just killed it. Heavy was just so good. Cherries, that's just funny. Those keycaps come off the switches like a slow-cooked brisket. They really do. Like, just like butter. They really do. Yeah, they are buttery. Except for the S. Oh, this is because this is sandstorms. That's why. Whew. You can buy my keyboard fan fiction on my web store. What do we talk about on this? What kind of fan fiction are we talking about? Is it like a Geon dates a Matrix lab? Okay. Okay. Wait. Question. So, let's say keyboards were people. Okay. And there was a Geon, there was like the F1 keyboard that was a person. Like, let's say it was like the Emoji Movie or whatever, the B movie, except keyboards are people. What kind of person is a Geon keyboard? And what kind of person is a Matrix Labs keyboard? Like, imagine there was a Matrix Labs keyboard that was a girl and a Geon keyboard that was a boy. Would it kind of be like a whole thing where they would date and like all the keyboards everywhere would go crazy because it's like, you can't, it's like, you know, the moral lesson is like racism and they're explaining racism with like a Matrix dates a Geon. And they're like, you can't do that. It's not, we don't allow for that. A Geon can't date a Matrix. It's just not done. Seriously, think about it. Is Rufus here? I feel like if Rufus was here, Rufus would get me. Rufus would be with me. Where's Rufus? Aaron, it's fine. We have plenty of time. It's the last build. We're fine. And you know what? Worst case scenario, I'm just going to have to clean up while we're podcasting. It's fine. Oh. He will be late. Will he be late or he will be late, Mikey? I'm telling you, we should have done a prediction. Listen, I will not be late. We will be fine. We will be A-okay. Okay, the question I keep asking myself... Okay, here's a question. How many of you guys are considering the Kraze? Or how many of you guys are considering it or have decided to get it? Maybe me, okay? You talked me out of it. Well, I might be talking myself back into it. Alright. Aaron might impulse. Sounds like Pent might. Mikey might. T will. Nana might. Infinite is considering. Aaron, okay. So, this is kind of what I'm getting at. This is what I'm wondering, right? Is like... Because, like, okay. So, the version that... Like this version, right? This particular specific board. So I'm talking the all aluminum version. With, it's just like the price is just too good, right? It's like $100 with a plate and PCB and you're off to the races, right? So it's like, it's so cheap. It's less than or the same as keycaps. And it sounds pretty freaking good. The all aluminum version sounds like you don't even need to get the weights. Because like, if you add the weights, right? You know, then we're like it's like 40 plus 20. So it's like $60 extra. So now it's 160, you know, after tax tip and, you know, all tax tip, whatever. But like, you know what I mean, right? Like, so I'm wondering, like legit, is this viable as just an all aluminum board? Because I'm kind of leaning towards, yes, it's viable. And if it is viable and you don't need to get any extras, then this is just like, this is just a clean $100. And like, not to laugh and rich or anything, but like $100 in a hobby like this normally doesn't get you that far. And I kind of feel like I could throw $100 on like, just a fun build. I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards just getting the all aluminum. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm leaning towards. $100, sure. $100 is $100. Okay, so Tangus, I don't know if you were. So I don't know if you were around for this, but the way that we manage money in my house, I've talked about this a few times on stream, but the way that we manage money in this house is that all of our money goes into a shared pool, a shared pot of money, right? So every dollar that my wife and I makes goes into a shared pool. From there, bills are paid, savings is budgeted, everything gets budgeted, and we each have, both my wife and I, we each have a hobby budget, a play money budget, right? And that budget, we can kind of do whatever the hell we want in. She could burn her money, literally set it on fire, and it wouldn't matter, right? Because that money is specifically dedicated towards her hobby budget. So I have my own hobby budget that always gets spent on keyboard stuff. So it's not like I have $100 to spend and do I buy keyboard or do I buy food? It is $100. Tell her to do that. Tell her to burn her money. But no, I have I have like whatever money I have to spend. I know for a fact that every dollar of my hobby budget is going on to keyboards. So it is not a question of keyboard versus not keyboard. It is a question of what keyboard related thing do I want to get? So then the question becomes, what can I get for $100? What would I rather have for $100? And like, honestly, guys, I'm kind of okay on GMK. Sure, I could have more, but like, I'm cool. Like, would I rather have another keyboard or a GMK set? I think I'd rather have another keyboard. But then the question is, what keyboard? Why not this keyboard? Those are rookie numbers. You gotta up those GMK numbers. Imagine having wife and a hobby and money. Lucky guy. Swoozy, not trying to brag or anything, but bro, I am the luckiest. I am not even gonna try to play it down. I am one of the luckiest people I know. And I am very, very grateful. Not only that, Swoozy, I have a baby on the way. So I have a wife and a hobby and a baby soon. A baby soon. So, yes, I consider myself extremely, extremely lucky. And on top of all that, why did I just take out one of the switches I'm building the board with? Shit, I have 10 minutes. I literally have 10 minutes and my desk is a mess. I'm in so much trouble. Okay, let's get moving. Let's get moving. We can do it. We can do it. Okay. Oh boy. Why does desk need to be clean? I mean, it doesn't, but like, it's just, I got a lot of shit lying around, and I don't want to have all this shit lying around. So, but it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Okay. I gotta rush. I gotta rush. Okay. We're gonna make it. I swear. We're gonna make it. Yeah, it's T. The stabs were done by Mikey. These are exactly the same stabs that Mikey did on his stream. He was kind enough to just leave them in the board and send them over. Also, this is why you should have done podcast including me so I can pressure him. So we are planning to do guests, Mikey. We are planning to do guests. 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 Aaron has said that he wants the first couple to just be us to kind of get the ball rolling, and then we're going to get guests in. So maybe Mikey Types is one of our featured guests, and we get to chat to you about keyboards. Maybe that's what happens. Oh. I'm going to make it. Should I get EC or MX Kraze? Pent, honestly, I would get MX. The cost of EC, I mean, no, I think the Kraze EC version is perfect for someone that wants to try EC out. But you already have a bunch of EC, dude. Like, I don't know. Ooh. We're gonna make it. Yeah, I got 10 minutes, I'm fine. 10 minutes is plenty of time. I disagree. Just go ham and invite guests from the start. I'm actually legit open to it. However, the person you have to convince is Aaron, because Aaron is the boss. Why is he the boss? Because it was his idea, and he is the one that is doing the bulk of the work in terms of organizing us and building the agenda topic and doing all that. So as a result, it is Aaron's decision. So if you can convince Aaron to take a slightly different approach, I would be A-okay with it. What I am not okay with is superseding the boss. I cannot tell you guys how nice it is to not be a boss and just to be in a follower's position and not have to make decisions. I kind of like it. I like that I get to just kind of follow along the Aaron show, and Aaron makes the decisions and organizes, and all I got to do is just kind of show up and hang out and participate and support. I like that. And so you got to convince Aaron. 8 minutes. We're going to be on time. We are going to be on time. We did it. Sure, more guests, more longer, more advertisement space, more monies, more cherries. I don't think there's any monies happening, Tangus. There's no advertising. This is just us hanging out talking about keyboards, my dude. I don't think any of us plans to get rich off a podcast. Okay. All right, this is our last build. Hi, Fifi. Thank you for participating. This is our last build. As a fellow keyboard podcaster, we're filthy rich. That's because you sold out, Tangus. You and your keyboard foundation are just making billions with your nonprofit. You guys need a website for the podcast. Sadly, the huge Meatbox domain is already taken. Imagine. All right, guys. This is the last sound test. This is the WS Studio Heavy Tactiles, again on an aluminum plate with the Nuxros Kraze. Let's see how we do. Sorry, give me a second. My E is not working. Okay. I'm just going to bend the hot swap socket, the pin up slightly, just so that it makes contact. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. One more time. Oh, okay. That did it for me. Hey, Tom. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining. So, for me, number one was the Waverider. The Waverider was the absolute best. Number two was the Heavy Tactiles. This just hit for me. There's something about this that just worked out really well. On the all aluminum version, my least favorite switches were the super, super bright clacky switches. So the Sunset Gleams V2 and the Keygeek PA. They were a little bit too sharp for the all aluminum version. So if you're planning to go all alu, I think you're going to need to go with like a more mid-tone switch. I think for the super sharp bright switches, you're going to need to get either the internal weight or the copper weight. Otherwise, this thing looks awesome. Like for $100, this is insane. Very cute. I just dig this weight. Beautiful. All right, guys. So we have a podcast that is starting right now. Like right now, there is a podcast about keyboards called We Heard You're Bored. And this podcast features yours truly with my dear friend Aaron and Phoenix. And we are going to start right now. We're going to give Aaron a raid, and then I'm going to do the little knocky thing, and we're going to turn it into a little collab stream. And we're going to talk keyboards, I guess. So let us raid Mr. Aaron, and I will see you guys in like 2 seconds. Thank you very much for joining. There we go. Let's do it. Where did I lose my Fifi? You're okay. There you are. All right. See you guys in a sec. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Appreciate it.